Hello everybody, Grand Day Rising, and welcome back to my channel. Now, are you a gardener? Do you grow tomatoes and do you have a glut of green tomatoes? I certainly do. The weather is turning a lot cooler now, we've got a lot more rain, and although some of our tomatoes are still ripening, turning red, not all of them are. And soon we're going to be losing that window of opportunity. Even if I uproot a few of the tomato plants and repot them and put them in the greenhouse away from the frost. Even with fleece, it's touch and go whether we're going to see them do much more. Anyway, I was looking through my various recipe books and I came across a recipe for green tomato soup. This is from the Women's Institute book of favourite recipes. So a lot of them predate the Second World War, some are post Second World War, but they're all very interesting and there's quite a lot of veggie options here. That doesn't mean fake meat or anything of that nature, just your cheese, eggs, vegetables, beans, pulses, that kind of thing. And some of the recipes are quite thrifty. So I thought today we would give that a go. I will probably adapt the recipe very slightly, and my method I have also adapted because unlike this recipe which uses a saucepan, I'm going to be preparing it in my trusty slow cooker, and it will simmer for the best part of 2 hours or so. Now this recipe says to sieve the soup once it's cooked and return it to the pan. That's quite labour intensive. If you were, say, having a supper party or other occasion with friends and family, you might want to do that. But I'm just going to whiz it up with a stick blender. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm preheating the slow cooker. I have put in a knob of butter. I'm not using 1 ounce. I'm using a little less than that. This is also a non-stick crock, but I don't like that much butter in my soups. I've added a splash of organic sunflower oil suitable for cooking and frying. It's this one here. That was probably about £10 a bottle. I have a bottle of sunflower oil for salads, which is also organic cold pressed, and that was £16. To be honest with you, I don't really like greasy food. It's never agreed with me. We don't need many ingredients, so I'll show you what we've got. I've already prepped these, so I don't bore you with chopping. So first of all, I have some chopped onion. This is 1 onion. It's an organic one. It smells nice and strong. This is our homegrown garlic. It's more like an onion shaped garlic. This one didn't form cloves very well. There's just one there. I'm just going to chop that up in a little while. And here I have a pound of beautiful green tomatoes. Now, these are all different shapes and sizes. The recipe says to slice them. Slice them whichever way feels comfortable to you, because the different sizes you need maybe to do some short slices rather than long slices. Whatever works for you. I also have about half a pound of sliced raw potato. Now this is our homegrown potatoes as well, so I haven't spent much money on this soup. We do organic gardening as well, so there's no nasty chemicals in there or anything else that shouldn't be there. And I've sliced the garlic here. It doesn't matter if it's not finely chopped because it'll all get whizzed off. I also have 2 nice sage leaves from our back garden. I will probably also add a little bit of rosemary, also from our back garden. This is a sprig of rosemary. It's very pungent. I'll probably add about half of that. I also need a couple of pints of stock or water. This is a pint of veg water. So that will go in, and then I'll top it up with some more water. I've added everything now to the crock pot. I'll give it a good stir round and let that sizzle for about 10-15 minutes. Then I can add the stock and the herbs. This is smelling really good now, so I'm going to add the stock. This of course is hot stock. Don't add cold liquid to a hot pan in case the pot breaks. It can crack. Give everything a stir round. I'm going to add a teaspoon of pure sea salt or kosher salt and a good sprinkling of black pepper. There we go. And lastly, the 2 sage leaves and the sprig of rosemary. And then the lid goes on. Cook it on high for about an hour and then turn it down to low for another hour, or until the potatoes and tomatoes and onions are all tender. Right, the soup looks to be ready. Everything's tender, so I'm going to switch it off for a while, and when it's a little bit cooler I'm going to whiz it up. Beware of whizzing soup up when it's absolutely boiling hot, because you may burn yourself. Well, the soup is whizzed up now. I'm going to pour the soup into a jug and refrigerate once it's cool until tomorrow. The cats are fighting, as I have just done a mukbang and I am so full I can't eat another thing. So tomorrow we will finish the soup off and then I'll give it a try. Well, hello. It's getting towards lunchtime. This is the following day. It's a Thursday. The soup has turned out lovely and smooth. It's been in the refrigerator overnight, so it's time to finish it off and then give it a taste. Now, the recipe book says use half a pint of milk, but I don't like things very creamy. I'll give the soup a taste and check the seasoning. I will probably add a little less milk than that and maybe add a little water as well. So here's what it looks like. It's lovely and thick and creamy. Those tomatoes blended really well. No sieve required. It has a very intense flavour of tomatoes, slightly sharp. It doesn't need any more salt. I will though add a little more pepper. I can see how it might turn out to be a green coloured cream of tomato soup. Definitely a sharp taste, but definitely tomato. It's quite unusual, but not unpleasant at all. I'm trying to think what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a tomato soup that isn't creamy, if you know what I mean. You know, those really good ones that you buy from the shops. Apologies, by the way, for my hair. I've just washed it and it's drying off naturally. I don't blow dry my hair because I've naturally frizzy hair. So what I've done is I've put about a quarter of a pint of water into this measuring cup, and I'm going to top it up with this raw milk. This is full fat raw milk. And I don't like things terribly creamy. There we go. And I'm going to pour it into the jug in which the soup was, because I don't want to lose any of that tomatoey goodness. And I'll give that a swish round, and then I'll pour the whole lot into the pan. That looks lovely and smooth. I've just adjusted the seasoning again. I did add a slight bit of salt to it. If you didn't want to add milk, if you want a dairy-free version, you could maybe add some coconut milk or almond milk or whatever other plant-based milk you enjoy. You want it to be simmering for a few minutes, very gently, so it's piping hot. Right, let's have some of this soup for lunch. I'm making down a chicken burger for later with some crispy chicken strips. I thought I would cook the strips now, so then all I have to do later is just microwave them and stick them in a bun. Anyway, there's the soup. I was just thinking, actually, this would be a good soup to serve perhaps at a Halloween party, or maybe a moot to celebrate Samhain. If you were at a party, you could maybe call it slime soup. Although it's not bright green, you could if you wanted to. It would be in line with a Halloween theme, I think. Anyway, let's give this a try. It's got a really nice consistency. Look at that. Perfect. Not too thick. Pours easily. When you've heated it up, you can keep it in a jug and then just go round and pour it into maybe paper cups or bowls. That's quite nice. It definitely reminds me of some of these tomato soups that you might get in a nice supermarket, or even high-end packet tomato soups. You know, that kind of thing, that kind of flavour. It's very smooth. I don't think you need half a pint of milk with this. I think it would be quite rich. Certainly not full fat milk. Well, I'm enjoying this soup. I would give that recipe probably about 7 out of 10. But I'll wait for a final verdict until Dan is home later this evening. He can try some alongside his chicken burger. and we'll see what his verdict is. So then, Dan, tell me what you think of the green tomato soup.
Let's have a look.
It's a Women's Institute recipe.
It's really nice, it's got a tang to it.
It has got a tang. What do you think of it?
Really nice, I'd eat more of this.
You would? Do you like it?
I do.
I wasn't so sure about it.
Yeah, I think it's really nice.
I wasn't that keen on the tang. You like it?
I like tang.
What kind of mark would you give me for that?
Oh, full marks, it's really nice.
Really? I gave it about 7 out of 10.
Not too hard on yourself, it's delicious.
Well, it's not my recipe. It wasn't really to my taste.
It's a good use for green tomatoes at the end of the season.
It certainly is. Okay, thanks, babe. Enjoy.
I will do.
So there we are. Despite my thoughts, Dan considers this to be a successful recipe. So I must do too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please comment. Would you try this recipe? What other recipes have you got for green tomatoes? I'd be interested to know. I've got oodles of them. Please share and subscribe. Ding the notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Until then, bye for now.